Hey everybody, Tim D here with Beer Guys Radio with a beer review for you. We are going to be reviewing Red Brick's Hype Whale. Now Hype Whale is an Imperial Stout that is aged on bourbon soaked oak chips. It comes in at 10%, nice strong beer, and this is one of their Brick Mason series that's released as their winter seasonal. So I'm drinking this in a 12-ounce bottle today. You can see that label, really cool, fun label that they put on that. So check that out. Got a wrapping whale orca on there. Good stuff. So let's pop this open and see what we think of it. Now I am serving this at what they call cellar temperatures, about 50 to 55 degrees, which is going to be the preferred serving temperature for an Imperial Stout. That's going to be a good temperature for the flavors to open up and just really enjoy all that it has. If you've got a bottle that's in the refrigerator and you want to enjoy it, at the right temperature. If it's a 12-ounce bottle, pull it out, set it on the counter for about 15 minutes, and that should get you to that 50 to 55 degrees. If you've got a larger format bottle like a 22-ounce bomber or a 750 milliliter bottle, then leave it for about 20 to 30 minutes to get it down to that cellar temperature. The beer should be cool when you touch it, not cold, but it should still be cool. You shouldn't let it get all the way up to room temperature there. Now, one other thing that you can do is to serve it cold, serve it a little cooler, and see how it changes. So if you haven't had a beer before that you've served at cellar temps, a lot of bars, and unless you go to a specific beer bar, a lot of bars serve these beers too warm. So you may not know, especially if you're a fast drinker, you may not see exactly in the prime range of the beer. So serve it a little colder, let it warm some, see how it changes, check it out, and really, even though this is the recommended serving temperature, just drink it at whatever temperature you enjoy it the most. So I'm going to quit rambling. I'm going to open up this beer. We're going to get a pour of it here and see what we think. So let's see how this pours for us. Nice dark, kind of a tan, creamy head, light head, just right for a stout. So that's a good looking beer. Well, let's see. So aroma, definitely get the bourbon, the bourbon oakiness from that. Some chocolate, the dark roasted malts, really nice aroma. So as I mentioned earlier, this beer is used oak chips, bourbon soaked oak chips, as opposed to a barrel aging. And Red Brick was asked about that, and they said that the reason they went with oak chips for this one was for a few reasons. For one, using the chips allows them to have more control over the amount of bourbon and oak that goes into each beer. Another reason is it gives a faster turnaround. With the small chips, they have more surface area contacting the beer, so it's going to impart that flavor quicker, rather than in the barrel it can take a long time for those flavors to get into the beer. And finally, with the chips, if they soak like that, it gives them a little more protection against infection that would come from using barrels. So a lot of times, the barrels are taken care of to where it reduces the risk of infection, but there is that risk there. So it's something that's definitely what they look out for, and this was one way that Red Brick decided to go in order to minimize that risk. So let's see what we've got here. Really nice. It's warmth from the bourbon, from the alcohol. 10% plus bourbon is going to give you some heat. Nice oakiness there. Super dark chocolate, really rich dark chocolate in that. The finish of it is rich, and that heat kind of sticks with you. It's a real warming beer. We're starting to get better temps, warmer temperatures here, but this is a beer set by the fireplace on a cold night, and open one of these up, it'll warm you right up. So some coffee notes, a little coffee. I don't believe this has any coffee in it, but you do get that character from many of the roasted malts. So, but a lot of the bourbon, a lot of the dark chocolate. This is very rich, very full flavored, full bodied, but it's very smooth. Some of these can pull a bitterness out of them with the way some of these dark malts have a tendency to do. And this one didn't do that. This is real nice and smooth. So, really good. I've had this one before. Actually, I knew I enjoyed it, but I'm enjoying it again. So it's a really nice beer. Now, if you have one of these and you want to pair it, I enjoy cigars, and my recommendation for this one would be the My Father Cedro Deluxe. Now, the My Father cigars, it's a big cigar company, but the specific My Father cigar line is Nicaraguan cigars. They use Nicaraguan filler tobaccos, very full-bodied cigars, and this one has what they call a Habano Rosado wrapper on it. It's going to be very full-bodied, smooth, a little bit of sweetness. The Cedros Deluxe specifically within this line is wrapped in a cedar sleeve, and that gives a little woody sweetness to it that I think would just pair awesomely with this beer. So check it out. This would be a good dessert beer, you know, after dinner beer. You know, have a nice meal, you know, sit down, maybe pair this with some dark chocolate, or you know, a nice rich chocolate cake, chocolate torte. This has a little bit of sweetness to it, but it's not too bad. I'm thinking just a plain cheesecake would be really nice with this. So it's a great beer. Enjoy it on its own. Grab you a cigar, grab you some dessert, and enjoy it. So this has been my review of the Red Brick Hypewell Imperial Stout with bourbon barrel oak chips, and check it out. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment on this video. Hit me on Twitter, Beery Guy Tim on Twitter, Beer Guys Radio. Check out our site at beerguysradio.com. We're on Facebook. We're everywhere out there. We're getting everywhere out there. So check us out. Thanks for watching the video. Cheers.